Hey guys, it's Rishi once again, and today we're back with area of compound shapes. So now in this video, we'll be going through a range of different questions where you'll be given compound shapes, which are a series of shapes that are put together where you then need to find out the area. So now just like the previous videos, feel free to pause at any point, attempt the question before pressing play, where I'll then go through the solutions. So without further ado, let's get started. So what are area of compound shapes? Well, let's take a look at an example here. So now in question number 1, it's given us a rectangle and a triangle. So now this is a prime example of a compound shape. The word compound means more than one. So now, as you can see, we've put two shapes together to form this compound shape. And now it's asking us to work out the area. So let's see what we have to do here. Well, the first instance, we get the length and the width of our rectangle. So we know that 5 times 7 is 35. And then we need to work out the area of the triangle. Well, first of all, let's have length times width is for your rectangle. And then we'll have our base times height divided by 2 is for your triangle. And these are the two shapes that we have. So that being said, let's go ahead and calculate this. So we have our base, which is 4 centimetres. And we have our height, which can be the 5 centimetres. So 4 times 5 divided by 2 gives us 10. So now if we put 35 and 10 together, that gives us 45 centimetres squared. And that's the answer to the first question. I hope that was quite straightforward. Let's now go ahead and dive into the second question. Again, the diagram shows a shape and we need to work out the area of the shape. So again, feel free to pause here and then attempt the question. I'm now just going to go through the answers. So what can we do here? Well, let's go ahead and divide this into two shapes. And what I'm going to do is simply go ahead and make a dotted line here, which now gives me a rectangle on one side and a triangle on the other. And now we can see we've got 8 by 9, which gives us 72. But how do we work out our base here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 9 and I'm going to subtract my 4, which then gives me 5 centimetres. So now I know that my base is 5 centimetres. And likewise, I'm going to do the same with my 20. So I'm going to get my 20 centimetre here, subtract my 8 centimetres, and that will now give me 12 centimetres. So I've got my base and my height. So let's go ahead and apply the formula, which is base times height divided by 2. So we've now got my base, which is 5, times my height, which is 12, and then divide that by 2. And that gives us 30. So now if we put 30 centimetres and 72 centimetres together, we will now get 102 centimetres squared. So what did we do first? We did 8 times 9, which gives us 72. And then we found our base and height of our triangle. So we did a half times 12 times 5, which gave us 30. And then we went and added that together. And there we are, 102 centimetres squared. Marvellous. So one top tip here is to break down one problem into smaller problems, which then gives you the chance to easily solve them. Okay, question number 3. Here is a trapezium. And now we need to go ahead and work out the area of this trapezium. So once more, you can see they've already split this shape into two, both a rectangle and a triangle. So again, let's go for our 5 times 6, which gives us 30. We also know that our width, our height is also going to be 5 centimetres. And we know the difference between 10 and 6 is 4. So that is our base. So step 1, 5 times 6 is 30. And step 2, we have half times 5 times 4, which is 10. And that there gives us 40 as our total. So work out the areas and then get the sum of those areas. Marvellous. But now question 4 has given us a shape where we need to work out a specific section within that. So the first thing we're going to do here is find out the total area of our wall. So we know that 3 times 4 equals 12, and that's the total area. But then we need to work out the area of this door, which is again 1 by 2, which gives us 2. And then we need to exclude this door from the wall. So by excluding it, we need to subtract it, which gives us 10. So now we know that the shaded area is 10 meters squared. Okay, I hope those questions were quite simple to understand. Let's now move over into question number 5. So now we're shown a 6-sided shape, which is made from a rectangle and a right angle triangle. So let's work out the total area. So once again, we can see that it's been split up here. And we know that 12 is the total of 7 and our base. So our base must be 5 centimeters. Now we've done that. So we know our base must be 5 centimeters. We have our length and width of our rectangle. So 2 times 12 is 24. And we know that the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So we can have 6 times 5 times a half, which gives us 15. And if we put that all together, 24 and 15 gives us 39 centimeters squared. And there we are. That's your 3 marks in the back. So what have I done? I've gone ahead and I've calculated the area of the rectangle. I've then found what my base is going to be by having 12 take away 7, which gives me 5. And then working out the area of a triangle. And there we are. Magnificent. Okay, question number 6. So now the diagram shows us 3 small rectangles inside a large rectangle. And the large rectangle is 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So instantly, if it's 10 centimeters by 8, we can have 10 times 8, which gives us 80. So now we know the total area of this large rectangle is 80 centimeters squared. And they've also told us that each of the 3 small rectangles are 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So we instantly know here that each rectangle is worth 8 centimeters squared. But we have 3 of these. So if we have 8 in each one, 8 times 3 gives us 24. And now they're asking us to work out the area of the region that is shaded. So what we're going to do is simply have 80 minus the area of the smaller rectangles, which is 24, which then gives us 56. And that is our answer there, 56 centimeters squared. Okay, question number 7. We're almost done here now. So keep up the great work. You're doing amazingly well. So now we need to work out the area of this shape. So as you have now become experts, let's go ahead and divide this into 2 shapes here. Let's work out the area of the rectangle, which is 12 centimeters times 5 centimeters, which gives us 60. And then let's go ahead and work out the base of our triangle here, which is again 12 take away 7, which gives us 5 centimeters. And then again, 9 take away 5, which gives us 4 centimeters. So now we have our height and our base. So we can have a half times 4 times 5, which gives us 10. And if we get the sum of these two, that gives us 70 centimeters squared. Let's now move over to question 8. So now this diagram shows us a rectangle inside of a triangle, and we have a base of 12 centimeters and a height of 10. So remember now, in order to work out the area of a triangle, we have our base times height divided by 2. So we have our base of 12 and our height of 10. So we can have 12 times 10 divided by 2, which gives us 60. And we have a rectangle of the measurements of 5 by 3. So we can have 3 times by 5, which gives us 15. And now because they are asking us to work out the area of the shaded region, we can simply subtract them. So 60 minus 15 gives us 45. And that is our answer there. So what have I done? I've taken a look at this shape. I know that they are looking for the shaded region. So we always have to find the area of this section here. Once we have found the area of this, we can then subtract it from the remaining section of this triangle. I hope these questions were quite clear and you can see how we can solve them step by step. Feel free to watch this section again or even the previous questions to see how I've gone ahead and I've broken up this question into smaller, more manageable steps. With that in mind, let's go over to our final question here, question number 9. So now this diagram shows the plan of a field and the farmer sells the field for £3 per square meter. So that's £3 per square meter. And we need to work out the total amount of money the farmer should get. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to split this shape up and then calculate our rectangle, which is going to be 75 multiplied by 100. And that gives us 7,500. We are then going to work out the area of our triangle. So we know instantly that 160 meters is made up of 75 as well as this section here. So we'll go for 160 minus 75, which then gives us 85. So now we know that this section is 85 meters. We'll do the same thing for our height. We'll have 100, take away 30, which then gives us 70. And now by saying that, we can go ahead and calculate the area of this triangle. So we'll have our base times by our height divided by 2, which then will give us 2,975. Once we've done that, we can simply add both figures, and that will give us 10,475. So now we've done that, we can see that the farmer sells the field for £3 per square meter. So what do we need to do? We now need to go ahead and multiply our total square meter by 3. And that then gives us £31,425. So that is our total value that the farmer will get for selling this plan of a field. Wonderful. 31425. Amazing work. And that brings us to the end of our video. I hope you now feel more confident in working with areas of compound shapes where we have to split one shape into 2 or more shapes to find the area. This was just a short introduction, so continue watching our videos so you can see a deeper dive into all of the different mathematical topics and concepts that we will be going through. If you have any feedback or any topics that you would like me to go through, please make sure you comment below so I can tailor the videos to your requirements. I hope this video has helped, and I'll see you in the next one.